Aries, your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 25th of May for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share the big themes of the week ahead first, then on screen, the event chart as we come into the week. Always provides a fascinating backdrop. I'll then go through each of those influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture by the end of the video of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. There's an electricity in the air, Aries. It's almost palpable. It's creating a lot of excitement, and things can be moving very quickly. By the end of the week, however, all the conversations and thinking that we do comes to a climax with a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which happens also to be a blue moon too. But that's linking back to your ruler Mars in the part of your chart to do with your approach to finance and perhaps how you feel about your values. So a big discussion could occur later this week about that. But also earlier in the week, Mars, your ruler, is in a very tense right angle with Pluto, the planet of transformation. And it may be that there is a need to just realign your future direction in some way to take account of perhaps your immediate circumstances. On the screen is your event chart. First of all, let's look at your ruler, Mars. So there it is in that second house. And over the next about 5.5 weeks, it's going to give you a lot of determination to improve your lot. But you can see Pluto, the planet of transformation, in your sector of friendships, is in a rasping right angle, which reaches a climax on Tuesday. If you're in a friendship situation where people see things differently, that could show up. It could be about that long-term plan that maybe you need to think again about how you're going to fund it. There may be something that comes up subconsciously that you find rather annoying. However, ironically, Pluto forges an amazing link to the sun, which reaches a peak on Tuesday. So if you're involved with something that's really flowing, the discussions around it are just going backwards and forwards in a very well-tempered way, it can gain traction, and that sense of excitement can be palpable. However, from Tuesday through to the end of the week, Venus, the relator, which is really gentle in the sign of Cancer, is coming into a square with Saturn in your sign. There may be someone in your family that you feel is perhaps needing quite a lot of your support. And if you're not or feeling that they're doing quite as much as they could for themselves, that could be a bit of a pinch point. But equally, if you're wanting to step back into the world of dating, if you are feeling a little bit bruised with what happened before, you may feel a slight lack of confidence about taking that first step. But just know that very powerful blue moon in Sagittarius as the week draws to a close is all about the conversation. But the conversation, because of the position of the moon at 9 degrees linking back to Mars, does suggest that whatever you're talking or thinking about, it all needs to come back to your values, and those need to feel comfortable to you. So that's a big theme of this week, Aries. I'm going to summarize those 4 areas for you of energy, work, relationships, and finances next. But just to say, you can order your personal horoscope and get 3 for the price of 1. It used to be 30% off 2. I've really slashed it. I know that people are feeling the pinch. Now, you pay for your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand the patterns that are playing out in our lives, get a more intimate understanding of them, and how to work with them better future forwards. But free is the 12 months transit forecast, but also your draconic analysis, which is a very different way of looking at astrology and can present your chart in a markedly different way to your nativity. Now, if you've yet to watch your Mars into Taurus 6-week forecast, please see that on the screen. If you want to understand that bruising Mars Pluto right angle, that deep dive is on the screen too. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, absolute pleasure. I work with people the world over. Please see my testimonials below. And if you've yet to sign up for that free daily written horoscope, fire to your device each morning, please do so and get your early day celestial pit stop. So the big thing this week for you could be about money, but it could also be not so much the price as the value, and that is because of Mars. If there is a situation where you feel someone's being unfair, the chances are you will have to push back. It may be in your professional situation, it could be in your personal finances or someone you're closely connected to. But it doesn't mean to say you have to give up your vision to the future, but just be as flexible as possible. The standoff between Mars and Pluto is in fixed signs. So if we dig our heels in, that can create more tension. So just try to flex. And because of that gathering of energy, brilliant energy in your third house of Gemini, if you are linking with people and you share the same vision and your ideas are really sparkling and bouncing backwards and forwards, that's a great opportunity professionally for you. Also, as the week goes on, with Venus and Saturn in that square, Venus is the planet of money. And if you have been thinking about splashing the cash on your home, it perhaps just it cautions you to think through the idea again and make sure that it's very well structured and you've really researched the costs carefully. As far as vitality is concerned, as we begin this week, there is a T-square between the Sun and the nodal axis. If there is something that you're involved with at the moment that's requiring a lot of mental activity and not giving you the time to just step back and go into the cocoon of your own inner world, that could be a little bit draining. But on the whole, this can be an incredibly exciting week for you. Thank you so much for joining me, Aries. All the best. Have a great week and goodbye for now.